Many people will ask the question, says, why do you guys commemorate Fatimiyyah for? Why is it that in the last 10 years, from one day you're commemorating 2 days and 3 days and 5 days and 10 days? The reason is this, that if you don't understand Fatimiyyah, you'll never understand Karbala. I remember in 2004, it was a hot day in June within Qom. And I remember 2 Maraja came out. Both of them in their 80s at the time, one of them is 90 now, one of them has left this world. It was Asr time, it was hot. Both of them removed their shoes and they began to walk out onto the streets. Undid their top button. As they cried and they moved towards Qom, Masuma Qom, you saw that all of Qom came out and started walking. From that day onwards, they established a tradition, because it's the role of the Maraja in every time to establish a tradition. You go back and you look at history of Marjayyat. Last 1100 years, what do you think the most important thing for the Marja is? The most important thing within Ghaybat al-Kubra is to maintain the unity of the Shia. The first and foremost primary thing. If the unity of the Shia is destroying, the job of the Marja is not complete then. 1100 years, if you look at the highest level of priority for the Marja within Ghaybat al-Kubra, the highest level is to preserve the unity. At that moment in 2004, Maraja realized that if Tashayyu is going to survive, the veil of the face of the enemy must be lifted. And here a tradition is mentioned, that when the 8th Imam alayhi salam comes onto the streets on the day of Ashura, takes off his shoes, takes off his turban, undoes his button, and as he walks into the streets, a person comes towards him and he says to him, Mawla, how long are you going to cry for? How long are you going to cry for your Hussein, for your Jad? At that moment, the master replies, he says, I don't want you to forget Karbala in the same way as you forgot Ghadir. We'll continue to cry until the day of judgment so that it remains within your hearts.